I'm having a rhinoplasty done tomorrow. 안녕하세요 여러분, Nomadic Madda. Hey guys, this is Nomadic Madda, and today I'm going to talk to you about plastic surgery in Korea. So a lot of people who've never been to Korea or maybe don't know much about Korea have probably heard one of two things about it. Either K-pop or plastic surgery. Plastic surgery is extremely common here. For Koreans, the most common types of plastic surgeries are the double eyelids, rhinoplasty to have a higher bridge, and a jaw surgery. One thing that I want to clear up right off the bat with plastic surgery in Korea is when Koreans get plastic surgery, their intent is not to look Western. I think there's this common misconception that because Koreans are getting this double eyelid surgery, which opens up their eyes more, or they're getting these rhinoplasties, which will raise the profile of their faces, people for some reason seem to think that this is because Koreans want to look like foreign Westerners. They don't. When Koreans or anyone from any Asian country has plastic surgery, it's because they want to attain the beauty standards that are set for their country in their culture. Don't flatter yourselves. They're not trying to look like you. I think the reason why this way of thinking really annoys me is because it's extremely ethnocentric. Korea has its own culture, it has its own people, it has its own history of beauty, and that's what they're trying to achieve. With that out of the way, like I said, plastic surgery is extremely common in Korea. If you've heard about Gangnam, it's not Gangnam, it's Gangnam. That's sort of like the main plastic surgery hub of Seoul. You can go shopping on a very famous street there that's called Garosugil, and on this road you can often see people who have like their faces all bandaged up, and it's because they've recently had plastic surgery, but they just like go out and about shopping. There's a big cultural difference between how plastic surgery is viewed in Korea versus how it's viewed, well, I'll speak from my home country, which is America. I think in America, when people get plastic surgery, even when everyone knows that you've gotten something done, there's sort of this avoidance of the topic. It's almost something that a lot of people do, but nobody admits to having done. I don't want to say that it's shameful. I think in America we have this tendency to sort of tiptoe around people's feelings. Weight is an extremely sensitive topic in America, where here in Korea it's very common to comment on somebody's weight, point out that someone's gained a little bit of weight, or suggest that somebody lose weight. In America that would be like it's such a cultural faux pas. While I do think that body positivity and sort of like supportive way of thinking can be really great, I also don't think that that's a reason to, on the flip side, shame someone for having plastic surgery done or try to like convince them not to do it when it's something that they're choosing to do for themselves for whatever reason. So I guess like in a roundabout way, the point that all this is coming to is I'm having a rhinoplasty done tomorrow, which is a nose job. This was not like some sort of split decision. This is something that I have thought about since I was a teenager. When I first came to Korea, I was like, maybe I could get that nose job that I kind of always wanted to get. And I kind of quickly threw that idea out the window because my face structure as a Caucasian person is extremely different from an Asian person's facial structure. So I kind of wrote that idea off. And it wasn't until recently when I saw two other women, one was white, one was black, and both of them had had rhinoplasties done at this particular clinic. I went and I looked at their before and after photos. I also spoke to them personally about their whole experience, and I was really, really impressed with how their nose jobs looked very, very natural. They very much looked like their nose, but just slightly shifted. So after talking to them and hearing about their stories, I started thinking, well, maybe I could get that rhinoplasty that I had always wanted. I finally decided to go through with it for two reasons. One was just the cosmetic side of things. I kind of always wanted to get it done, but the other half is actually medical. Because of the deviated septum that I have, the left side of my nasal cavity is a lot more narrow and that airflow is constricted. It sort of created this pocket inside that germs would sort of hole up in and would just stay for ages. I've always been a fairly healthy person. However, since I made my move up to Seoul, I have been sick nonstop. It's partially due to the air pollution, partially due to maybe just like being around more people, but I just really have found myself being sick all the time. Even when I'll catch a cold and it'll take me like 2 weeks to get over it or 3 weeks to get over it instead of 1 week. I'll have this cold like lingering for ages, and then when it finally does go away, my whole body feels fine and like all my symptoms are gone, except for my nose will still constantly be gunked up. My left side is always blocked and I'll just like continually have stuff draining down the back of my throat, which, sorry, that's really kind of a gross image, but it is what it is. I just figured, you know what, it won't hurt to contact this clinic and have a consultation. So the clinic that I contacted was VIP Plastic Surgery. I went in and I consulted with their chief plastic surgeon, and that's Dr. Lee Myung-ju. I found him a little bit like intimidating when I first met him, but it's because he's so serious and pragmatic and honest about what he can and can't do with somebody's face. So I basically had two primary concerns that I wanted to address with him when I came in for my consultation. The first one was correcting my nose and making it straight. I'm facing head on to the camera right now, and you can see my nose is like facing this way. So it's pretty heavily deviated. That's not only like the cartilage of my nose, but the bone as well. And the second was correcting my profile. So in talking with Dr. Lee, I found that he was very honest and upfront about what he could do and what he couldn't do. One thing that he said to me that sort of really stuck was that having plastic surgery of any kind is not Photoshop. Your body is comprised of living tissue, and we can only see what's on the outside surface. So doctors don't know what they're going to have to do 100% until they actually open you up and see what's inside. So a good surgeon in general needs to be able to open up a patient, assess what's there, and be able to work from there. And that's not just for like a rhinoplasty or plastic surgery, that's for any surgery. So Dr. Lee is working with all of my own natural tissue. If I need any additional cartilage, he's gonna take that from behind one of my ears. Sometimes for plastic surgery like this, if they need a lot of extra cartilage, they'll use your rib cartilage, but they're not gonna have to do that for me. It's also a really big part of why I chose this clinic, because not only is the staff in general extremely friendly, very personable, they're just very comfortable, easygoing people to talk to. I'm not looking to have some like fake, perfect, inhuman nose stuck on my face. I just want an improvement from what my nose currently is. I've never had surgery or been put under, and I'm kind of a control freak when it comes to my body. So having this surgery done is a really big, stressful thing. I have sort of been preparing myself mentally for this surgery for the last 2 months now, and the day is here, and I've just kind of decided it is what it is. They have a board-certified anesthesiologist who is there with you when you go to sleep and stays with you until you like fully wake up. And on top of that, they do a whole bunch of tests beforehand for like a pre-surgery checkup. About a week and a half before my surgery day, I came in and I had a full chest and head x-ray, did a blood test, EKG, and a blood pressure test. So before my surgery, I had a whole bunch of medicines and stuff that I wasn't allowed to take. I'm not even taking ibuprofen, no vitamins, nothing. For 2 weeks before my surgery. I also have not been drinking. I don't smoke anyway, but no drinking or smoking for 2 weeks leading up to my surgery. Then the night before, which is today, I'm not allowed to eat or drink anything in the evening. This is really important actually if you're ever having surgery, because if you're having general anesthesia and you have a breathing tube, having something in your stomach, if you throw up at all, it can make that go into your lungs and you can die. So don't eat before surgery. It's really serious, so please follow that. For rhinoplasties, they said a lot of patients don't want to stay overnight. They kind of prefer to go home and like be in their own beds. They did tell me if I wanted to, I could stay overnight, but I imagine I'll probably be going home directly after my surgery, after I've kind of rested up for the afternoon. I actually am going to be coming to VIP clinic every single day this week, and they will check the bandaging, check the dressing, make sure everything's clean, everything's healing properly. As part of like the package that I have, I'm also getting a facial service, really kind of take care of me like step by step and hold my hand in that healing process. All right, so we've talked about plastic surgery in Korea. We've talked about what I'm having done to my face, both for the medical reasons and for the cosmetic reasons. We've talked about VIP and like why I chose them as my clinic, and we've talked about the recovery. I'm sure everyone wants to know like how much a rhinoplasty costs. I know it would be like well over $10,000 in the USA. So here in Korea, this surgery would cost me 7 to 9 million Korean won. That's kind of dependent on what clinic you go to, who the doctor is. I'm getting a discount on my surgery because I'm making not only this video, but I'm vlogging my whole recovery process, and I'm allowing VIP Clinic to use my pictures for all of their advertising purposes. However, even though I'm receiving a discount on my surgery, I'm still paying several $1,000s out of pocket. So I'm not getting my surgery for free, even though I kind of have worked out a discount with the clinic. It's definitely not free surgery in exchange for letting them use my images. I also did an interview for them that's kind of like a more formal interview. I'll actually link to that interview up in the corner here. In that video, I talk less about the medical reasons why I'm getting this surgery and more about the cosmetic reasons why, but it's sort of like a more professional, polished, I guess, pre-interview, and you can hear some more of my thoughts about the clinic and the staff and sort of why I chose this clinic. But I'm still paying out of pocket for this surgery. It's not free. It's not cheap. So if you're coming to Korea and like if you want to have plastic surgery, definitely speak with the clinics. Make sure that you're clear on, if you are taking before and after pictures, what they're using them for. Clinics are not licensed to just take your picture and use it unless you expressly give them permission, which is why VIP Clinic wanted to work with me on that. VIP is not currently looking for any additional people to have discounted surgery in exchange for taking photos. However, I still strongly recommend them because they're one of the top clinics in Seoul and one of the most thorough. In my opinion, you get what you pay for. Definitely don't go cheap on plastic surgery. Make sure you're going under general anesthesia, not just being sedated for it. However, there is one tip I can give you for getting a discount on your surgery or anything else in Korea actually. This does not just apply to doctor's offices or surgery or anything like that. Korea is still a very like cash-based society, and when you use your credit card here, you have to oftentimes pay a 10% charge. Oftentimes, if you offer to pay in cash, they'll kind of give you a slight discount. Never hurts to ask. If you have any other questions for me, either about why I'm getting this surgery, what I'm getting done, or kind of like what my experience has been like, please feel free to ask them in the comments below, because by the time this video is posted, I'll actually already have gone through my entire surgery and like, it's done. Hopefully I won't have too much bruising. This nose that you see is not here anymore, so you'll just have to stay tuned and see what the final results look like, which I will be sharing along with my whole vlogged recovery process. Hit me up in the comments below if you have any questions or if you'd like to share your plastic surgery experience. Thanks for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!